Welcome to Wig Talk, my new feature where I take some time to answer your questions. And today's subject is, where can I go to get the best discount? Let's begin. So let's begin discounts. How can you get the biggest discount when you're purchasing your wig? First of all, let's discuss you're brand new and you go into this particular wig manufacturer. And the wig manufacturers that I list in the comments, these are the top. These are the top when it comes to ease in returning. They represent Raquel Welch, Gabor, Ellen Villa, Jean Renault, the top designers. They all represent these top designers. And in most cases, all of them have the same wigs all the time. And they all will vary in their price. So if you take some time when you finally decide on a wig that you want, it's worth taking the extra time. But I want to kind of clue you in on something. Always read the fine print when you're getting to checkout, just to be sure you can return the wig. Because if you're in that area of they're offering 70, 80, or maybe even 90% off, it may be only one particular color. I do this all the time. I'll go in and I'll want the wig, but I don't want the color that they're showing for sale, and I'll want something else, and then I'll go to checkout and I went, where's my discount? Because the other colors, it's only that particular color that huge discount. So kind of be aware of that when you're going through the mechanics. And be aware if you can return it or not. For instance, I love Raquel Welch. My favorite style is Spotlight. And what will happen is if I go in and I see it for 90% off and you can't return it and the color is perfect, I'm happy. I'm not going to return it. It's the wig that I use over and over and over again. And I have to replace over and over again, right? Because wigs, the synthetic wigs do not last for years, like perhaps the human hair does. And that's another discussion, whether or not you were going to go for it and get a human hair and have one or two wigs versus having many wigs and having to always replace them every 6 months or so. My experience, by the way, just in a side discussion, is that's what they kind of say. Maybe it's a disclaimer. If you wear it every day, 3 to 6 months, my wigs are lasting to me over a year, but I'm very, very careful with them. In the washing, the shampooing, I always use, the right kind of shampoos. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the discount discussion. So just kind of be aware of that. Now, all these companies have, up to the upper right, they'll have like sale, like wigs that may be on sale. That would be one place to go and researching. Put in the designer and your style and it will populate and do a comparison. But the best discounts are under the clearance. And I would go into clearance. And even if you're brand new going into, say, wigoutlet.com and you're brand new, if you're just setting up an account, a lot of times they will say, oh, please sign up with us, be a customer. You get like 10, 20, sometimes 30% off. It varies. You'll get a coupon code, or it would automatically remember. So if you at checkout, it will give you that additional discount in addition to the clearance discount. And in addition to, once I get all that in, the drop-down codes from the so-called Capital One, coming up with other discount codes. So there are lots of techniques in really dropping that price down. This wig, Taboo, Ellen Villa, original cost, I bought it, loved it. It was around $300, $298, $300, whatever. But when I replaced it with this other color, I got it for about $150. But it was $20 more going through the clearance from wigoutlet.com. But that dropped down, that Capital One, that dropped down discount code kicked in with some other kind of magical code that took another $20 off. And of course, I always click free delivery and make sure you do that. It takes a little longer to get to you, like 9 or 10 days, versus you would pay for it to be more expedited. And I always say free delivery. So those are some insights on discount, of what to kind of be aware of. And what I will share with you, because I did buy my first human hair wig for around $500. Yes, not over $1,000. All these famous companies, it's always a minimum of $1,000 for the human hair. But this particular company, and I'll share it all with you. I want to first get it to be sure it's all legitimate. But it's limited in color. It's like it has so many colors, so I can kind of see where they contract to have these human hair wigs made, that they have just a set of colors and that's it. And you can see where that could really kind of cut the cost down. A certain number of colors, using human hair, whatever. And so I will be doing a review on this, and I'm really quite excited to think that I might get a human hair. And then I'm going to be comparing the usage of my human hair versus my synthetic hair, because technically everyone's telling me, the synthetic doesn't last that long, whereas the human hair can last, if taken properly, a couple of years. I don't know, but I'll get back to you to report on that. But have a great day. Please subscribe. But you know what's most important? Put your questions, because this Wig Talk, I'll continue if you have questions of me, because I will go and research on your behalf. My goal is to save you time and to save you money. Have a great day.